120 wins and now 121 after that quarterfinal victory against Indiana State last night. Time now for the starting lineups, brought to you by Kubota.
Keyshawn Evans turned his ankle last night, but he's feeling 100% today. He's the point guard scorer on this team. Fain is the inside scorer. Yarborough is the star. On the other side, Armand Fletcher is the best player on this team. Sean Lloyd is the best defender. Aaron Cook had 7 assists last night.
Barry Hinson, the dean of coaches in this league. He's at Southern Illinois. Let's check in with John Schriffen.
Well, Brent, the key to this Southern Illinois team is a guy who's not even in the starting lineup. Tyler Smith-Peters, named Missouri Valley Conference 6th Man of the Year. He's able to make an impact whether he's on the floor or not. At halftime of the game yesterday, he pulled aside Kavion Pippen aside in the locker room, was able to fire him up to the point where Pippen was just a monster in the second half, finished with 11 points, 6 rebounds. So I asked Smith-Peters, what did you say to him at halftime? Well, he wouldn't tell me exactly, but guys, it's that senior leadership that has led this team to 20 wins.
No doubt, what a job they have done. This balanced lineup, and Barry Hinson has been doing it a long time in the Valley, many years at Missouri State. Now at Southern Illinois, the 2-3 matchup in the second semifinal Arch Madness here in St. Louis.
Smith-Peters, by the way, is 24 years old.
That's a veteran presence as Yarborough, who we highlighted as the star coming into this game with an early errant pass for the turnover.
But you're going to get some nervousness and jitters at the beginning of games. It's best to have 5 guys handle the ball before you take a shot in your early possessions, and that's exactly what Southern Illinois is doing here.
Marcus Bartley fires a 3 and air ball. It's both teams with an interesting beginning in the opening 30 seconds.
Keyshawn Evans, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, turned his ankle the other night, and he is 100%, he said.
Tinsley fires a 3 and buries it. William Tinsley, a junior from Colfax, Illinois.
That's his job. 6'7" three-point shooter. Man-to-man defense by the Redbirds. Phil Fain defending here, number 10. Best inside player, lone returning starter.
Bartley off the mark. He's 0 for 2 from outside to begin. Malik Yarborough feeds the post. Phil Fain foul on the way in. The junior, Elk Grove, California, 15.7 rebounds a game. Career 60% shooter from the field.
And he gets them all around the basket. They run stuff for him.
Dan Muller's team won the league in the regular season 17-1 last year.
Yep.
Did not win the tournament. Got left out of the field despite an RPI of 33. They lost a lot of guys, but the guys who did come back, Bob, have a chip on their shoulder, to say the least.
No doubt about it. Mikhail McIntosh transferred to Oregon. Deontay Hawkins transferred to Boston College. DJ Clayton went off to Division II. Fain is the guy who started last year and played the most minutes. Yarborough, of course, transfer from St. Louis, is the newcomer of the year in the league and extremely talented.
This is Sean Lloyd, junior, Philadelphia. Marcus Bartley, a junior from Decatur, Illinois. And now Pippen feeds the post. Fletcher wheels and misses, but Armand Fletcher, second team all-conference, is at the line.
Armand did not have a great game yesterday, so I would expect him to get bigger numbers. Only 10 points for him. He is a high-flying guy. You will see on inbounds, out-of-bounds plays, they will throw lobs to him.
75% foul shoot, knocks in the first. Bob, how about your keys to the game?
Well, for this game, it's very interesting. The bench is going to be important for Illinois State because the 3 key players will produce. They've got to own the glass. Defense in the lane for the Salukis extremely important, on Fain especially. And they have to close down as Yarborough comes into the lane with his dribble drives.
Here's Madison Williams, his first touch. Yarborough in the post, backing down Lloyd. Lloyd strips him. Yarborough gets it back, and he's at the line.
How about how quickly Yarborough got that ball up to the rim again, right after the first block. He reminds me a lot of Lance Stevenson, who played at Cincinnati and in the NBA for quite some time. I mean, he's one of these guys who sort of has no conscience. I mean, he comes down the floor, tries to create, and he's extremely talented player.
That foul, Bob, on Marcus Bartley, that's already 2 on him. They've already got a short bench. They do have the 6th man of the year, and that is Tyler Smith-Peters. Beyond that, it's a big-time drop-off.
Wow. Bartley out this early is very, very interesting.
Smith-Peters comes in, gets the rebound. Senior, Harrisburg, Illinois, 7.5 points, 4 rebounds a game. You mentioned the medical redshirt last year. That's why at 24, he is still finishing things out.
Well, as John Triffin said, I mean, you know, to have a valuable guy like that, it's almost like having another coach out there.
Armand Fletcher feeds Kavion Pittman. Turnaround, scores from Hamburg, Arkansas. The JUCO transfer shoots 56% from the field.
Because they're all shots like that.
Keyshawn Evans rotates it across. Tinsley drills another one.
He's been open so far. Njai inside on Pippen's going to be interesting. Njai's a 7-footer.
Aaron Cook to the rim, high off the glass.
He had a great game last night. 10 points, 7 assists. I think he only had 1 turnover in the game.
He's a St. Louis native, just 3 points per game last year, averaging 10 this year.
Yeah, big change, huh?
Njai had it pinned against the glass by Fletcher.
Wow!
And now Cook wants to go. Sean Lloyd, and now Fletcher straight away. Around and out, ripped down by Tinsley.
So far, Southern Illinois is not going to the offensive glass. They're preferring to stay back and take away the fast break.
Evans misfires, 1 and done for Illinois State. They were 28-7 last year, the Redbirds. I mentioned 17-1 in the Valley. And now a foul away from the ball, going the other way.
Dan Muller has frequent substitutions early in this game. And I think this has been a theme that I've seen here the last 2 days as we've been watching all of these games, Brent. And I think part of it is they understand the fatigue level that's going to happen in the intensity of the situation. And they want their best players to be rested at the end of the game.
Njai on the bench. They went 10 deep yesterday. Matt Hine gave him some very quality minutes off the bench.
Lloyd all defense on Yarbrough.
Kuminga in off the bench, misfires on a 3.
Neither team going to the offensive glass at all right now. Very interesting. I think Illinois State should go.
Rudy Stradnix turnaround the lane way off, and he draws the foul. At the under 16, it's the 2-3 matchup. Illinois State leading by 2 in semifinal number 2.
Fletcher's a star for this team. Second team all conference. He usually makes a lot of noise on the offensive end with his leaping ability. Stradnix from Latvia, whose capital is
Riga.
Very good. The geography is improving.
It helped that he's from the capital. 6'9" junior, 3 points, 2 rebounds.
He did a good job last night in place of Pippen.
Hinson was thrilled
Yes.
coming out of that game with Stradnix.
Yeah. He was vociferous in his praise.
He loves these guys. They had, some bad injuries. Teak Cole went down right away. Eric McGill as well. Jonathan Wiley is playing on what he terms a ripped-up knee right now as Yarbrough knocks one down.
Man, he is some offensive player. He found the seam in the 2-3 zone exactly where it needed to be. Teak Bowl was the biggest loss. 76 blocks last year for the 7-footer.
Stradnix travels. Another turnover on Southern Illinois. Down by 3.
Let's take a look at the league. 6'6", 230. Notice the fake with the ball, and then watch. Perfect form on his shot. Left arm guides the ball, wrist right under the basketball. Very, very fine player.
Winner faces the top seed in the regular season chance of the Valley, Loyola Chicago. They outlasted Bradley in the first semifinal. Tinsley again, this one off the mark and ripped down by Fletcher.
2 for 3 for William from three-point range so far. Smith-Peters can shoot it.
Smith-Peters delivers. Pippen. Aaron Cook, shot clock at 10. Cook baseline. Pippen down the lane, scores.
How did Cook get that pass through there? I thought he was falling out of bounds. Elijah Clarence right here, number 1 from Sweden. Back up point.
Matt Hine is way off the mark. Phil Fain with the stick back.
In terms of scoring, it's a 3-man team mostly with Illinois State. Yarbrough, Fain, and Keyshawn Evans. Whatever they get out of the other guys is gravy. In their win yesterday, 24 for Yarbrough, 17 for Keyshawn Evans, and 16 for Phil Fain.
Clarence picks up that foul. Yarbrough gets a seat. And again, 10 deep here for Illinois State in this semifinal game. Peters, Lloyd, Cook, Pippen, and Fletcher in the game for Southern Illinois.
I'm looking around. There is a lot of red in this building.
It's not maroon. It's straight up red.
Yes.
There's quite a bit of maroon, but Illinois State's got the advantage here, I would say.
Some of the Bradley people may still be here. They're red as well. There's Coach Hinson. I'll tell you what, he's a fiery guy. He was the head coach of Missouri State for a long time. And, of course, he's been the head coach here now in his 6th year. Looking to get to the NCAA tournament.
The inbounder moved on the baseline. That's why they turn over back. Barry Hinson, you talk about this is their first second-place finish in the league in a decade. Stripped underneath that time, but out of bounds. It'll stay at this end with Illinois State. The dean of coaches. And he says, that just means I'm old, right? He's had a lot of success in this league down through the years.
SEC tournament will be played in this building as well.
They were picked 5th, by the way, in the preseason. So every year we make a habit of finishing better than the preseason prognosticators, and they did it once again this season. There's the snapshot on this 20-win season.
Yeah, 20-12, 11-7, second place. I mean, very, very good. Fletcher. I think Barry Hinson, honestly, if he were to tell us before the season started, I think he really felt that he would have a great shot at winning it this year with Teak Bowl. And that guy is a defensive presence, 76 blocks last year. And, I mean, he would be better this year. So that would give them him and Kavion Pippen inside. He could go with 2 post guys.
A lot of these guys are coming back, including that sophomore Cook, who left it short on the runner. And here comes Keyshawn Evans for the Redbirds. Evans to the rim. Wouldn't go. Good defense. Southern Illinois, and the Salukis want to run. Corner. Fletcher spins out. And now Yarbrough pushes pace. Fires it across. Stolen Smith-Peters. Sean Lloyd up ahead.
On the last fast break for Southern Illinois, it was a clear 3-on-2, and both wings ran to the dead corner. I mean, in the past, both of those guys are taking 45-degree angle to the basket for a layup. Instead, they're choosing to go for 3, and they got nothing out of it.
Fain had it stripped. 3 players on the deck. Yarbrough scooped it up. Shot clock under 10. And a stoppage here with some pushing underneath as we check in with John Schriffen.
Well, guys, this is a really fast pace going up and down right now because Southern Illinois does not have a deep bench. Guys are getting tired. I saw Sean Lloyd pulling at his jersey, asking the bench for a sub here. That's something to watch for as this pace keeps going up and down.
Sean, thanks. There wasn't a foul there, just player came up limping a little bit. He's okay, so play on, 12-11. Shot clock at 7. Keyshawn Evans inbound for Illinois State. And Muller reminding his guys they got to go quickly. Yarborough with a screen from Evans. Left it short, long rebound, Cook.
They got an advantage with Pippen right now. They should try to get the ball to him. He scored last time on NJ easily. Nobody's looking inside at all.
Jonathan Wiley, 0 in white, playing with a severely injured knee. Shot clock at 4, Cook in trouble, and throws it away. But it was deflected, stays at this end. 1 on the shot clock as we hit the under 12. You're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota on CBS Sports Network. Unleash the Beast series continues right here on CBS Sports Network. Inside Scott Trade Center, second semifinal, 1-point game, and take a look at what Illinois State has been able to do this season.
Well, 17-14, that's not as good as 28-7, that's for sure. 10-8 in the league, preseason 4th. Malik Yarborough, of course, an excellent addition to this team, and he is a junior, so he'll be playing again. And Smith Peters, honored this year. Very, very nicely done. And as you alluded to before and talked about Dan Muller being a great player when he was at Illinois State, in his 4 years, 2 NITs, 2 NCAAs. So he is used to winning.
So what do you do with 1 second?
Well, you know, you don't want to waste your secret plays at juncture at this time, but you lob to the rim, and you've got Armand Fletcher in the game, or Kavion Pippen, or catch it in the corner and launch.
Corner didn't get it, so Wiley didn't get a good look there. Not sure what. I know they didn't want to waste anything. Not sure they got what they wanted there.
No, that's fine.
No
corner shot. You know.
Yeah, but it didn't.
Well, when it's at 1, it could be less than 1, right?
That's
right. It could be less than
That's right. Evans over to Williams. Madison Williams jostling inside. That's offensive on Malik Yarborough.
Wow. Yarborough got in foul trouble yesterday's game. 2 very early. Let's take a look. He's holding with his left arm and pushes off with his left arm.
His first foul here in this one.
He was trying to post. He's better when he's got the ball in the open floor. Makes some mistakes, don't get me wrong, but he can be a weapon.
As much as we've talked about how the rotation's been shortened for Southern Illinois, how about 13 guys for Illinois State have missed games due to injury, illness, or other situations. Yeah. So really both sides dealing with the same type of stuff all season long.
I agree with that. Gives opportunities to other players.
Here's Jonathan Wiley again, playing injured. Sean Lloyd, shot clock 5, turn the corner. Off glass, no. Wiley in there and over the back.
Wow. Wiley. I'm going to love to see him when that knee is totally cured.
Exactly.
Because he can get off the floor. Problem for him, of course, is this is his last season.
Huge thing he has done to sacrifice, according to Barry Hinson.
Yep.
To go in there and just play with pain every time out.
And you asked him yesterday in our meeting, nice shot by Keyshawn. I mean, Barry teared up a little bit talking about him.
Yep.
And that was a very interesting and heartwarming thing to see.
First points of the game for Evans. He's their leading scorer, second leading scorer at 15.6 points per game. To go with 3.5 assists.
Madison Williams doing a good job on Smith Peters. He realizes that the 3 is the weapon for Smith Peters, and he's trying to deny it all over.
Bad pass by Cook behind Smith Peters. Yarborough for Williams. Corner, Evans again. Too strong this time and pulled down by Smith Peters.
We're watching the 2 and 3 seeds.
The 1 seed is through. First time that the top 3 teams in the Valley have made the semifinal day since 2012. On the drive, strong Wiley couldn't finish. Pippen got it back and gets fouled.
Pippen's 2 for 2 from the field so far, and he is a presence that is improving as the season has progressed. Long arms, pretty good hands. He gets fouled right here. And he is in the right place at the right time. A lot of red jerseys around him, which is good. On the part of Illinois State's defense, you force a guy to take free throws.
Team all-conference, Pippen, 39 blocks on the year. 4th in the conference in that department. Hamburg, Arkansas.
Well, he looks like his uncle, but he doesn't play like his uncle.
Different game.
Yeah, Scotty, of course, was an all-over-the-place player. And had the fortune to play with the greatest player ever, Michael Jordan.
15-12 midway in this first half. In the second semifinal. Phil Fain, mid-range, won't go. And Smith-Peters clears again. And he wants to go. Tyler Smith-Peters out to Cook.
I think John Striffen was right in what he was saying before. These guys look a little fatigued to me.
They do.
I mean, they played yesterday.
Smith-Peters buries it.
Smith-Peters says, tired? Are you kidding me? I'm a 24-year-old. I'm not going to get tired until I'm at least 30.
All square at 15. Elijah Clarence, hands off for Keyshawn Evans. Evans on a deep one, short. Tracked down by Sean Lloyd.
Evans has taken 2 long threes from the left corner, and then this one.
Fletcher feeds Pippen. And a foul from behind, picked up by William Tinsley.
Tyler Smith-Peters. Look at that follow through with his right wrist. Man, that was nothing but the bottom of the net also. He played a large role yesterday in their victory.
That's a safe way to do it, kind of.
Kind of is right.
Too much drama there. Shot clock already under 15 as they reset. Pippen wants it.
That's where it should go.
Pippen got it, and he was too strong, and it's pulled down by Yarborough, who pushes.
Hine came in to help.
Feeds Phil Fain. Couldn't convert, but Fain at the line.
Phil Fain is 6'9" and can motor. Right here, weak side. Head up. Fill the lanes and find your partner. Nicely done by everybody involved right there. Pass, Fain runs. Malik Yarborough delivers now to make the free throws.
Fain a double-double, 16 and 10 in the quarterfinals. 15 points per game on the season, 7 rebounds.
Hey, straight in!
We had a couple of guys transfer out. Kyle McIntosh being the big one.
Yeah.
You alluded to it earlier. That it goes out to Oregon, and you know, Muller didn't seem to mind. You know, it's one of those where he wanted to play big-time college basketball in his final year. That said, I'm not sure Oregon's going to. I don't know if they're going to make the NCAA tournament. So it's easy now to question. An opportunity to be seen more on a bigger stage.
You never know where guys go.
Foul on Yarborough, and that is number 2 on him.
Right here, he's moving sideways, and that's why he did not get the call. Put himself in position to foul there. He's got to learn about this a little bit because he's such an intricate part of their offense and such an important player. And I asked Dan Muller this today when we were talking to him about that, and he says he's just got to learn through experience to not take chances on plays like that. Yesterday, he sat out a great deal of time in the first half.
Cook knocks in the free throw.
You think Cook, being from St. Louis, has some family and friends here?
Oh, my goodness. And he's playing like a guy that wants to impress. Deadlocked at 17, 8:20 mark first half here in St. Louis.
Tinsley made 2 threes early, and he has had nothing since.
Matt Hine buries it.
Windermere Prep, Florida.
Your neck of the woods. Sort of.
Yeah.
Sean Lloyd.
Lloyd's been silent, and he's normally very reliable.
His uncle Darryl played college ball at Drake. He's the nephew of two-time Valley MVP Lewis Lloyd, who spent 7 years in the NBA. Hine on the drive, pull up this time too strong. Smith Peters there on the weak side. Armand Fletcher puts it on the deck. Fallaway is down.
He's their best guy. But they do not have a guy that says, okay, I'm going to take over this game tonight. That's not their style. 3-pointers, 4 for 11. That helps.
And now Evans rotates it for Hine in the corner. Counts.
Hine's got to stay away from the twos, huh?
Absolutely. Stand out at that arc. They better find a way to run him off that arc.
Cross-court passes can do it. The defense sinks to help. You throw cross-court, there's no time to get to the shooter.
Near strip away by Gassman. What an effort. 3 players down on the floor. Jump ball, timeout, 6:38. 4-point game. It's the State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Championship. Hine is 23-19 out of the timeout. 6:38 first half.
You're getting a good inside look here. Notice Muller in the left part of your screen directing his guys where to defend on this out-of-bounds play.
Shot clock at 8. It's Sean Lloyd, defended by Tinsley. Down to 4. Through the lane, Lloyd with the left wouldn't go. Tipped out by Pippen, and a reset for Aaron Cook. Smith Peters. Tough shot, rolls it home.
Over Hine.
2-point game.
This game is low scoring because it's mostly 5-on-5 between the 3-point line and the basket.
Offensive on Keyshawn Evans.
Smith Peters again doing the small things. Right here, this is a lucky shot that goes in. All iron. And on the other end, takes the charge. Nicely done.
Bob, I hope there's high school kids or even younger that don't start for their team, and they're tuning in right now. That's how you play when you come in off the bench. That's how you become the top bench guy in the Valley.
There you go.
Everyone wants to start, right? Lloyd banks it home. That'll work. Okay, he starts.
He put his hands up to the side as if to say, I don't know.
First lead of the game for Southern Illinois, 24-23, 5.5 to play opening half. It'll stay at this end.
I think Barry Hinson likes what's going on here. I'm not sure Dan does. Hinson likes this. Dan would prefer it to be a little bit more wide open.
Hine wheels and scores at 2 that time for Matt Hine.
If Muller decides to play half-court defense the whole time, like this, 2-3 zone or man-to-man solid, he's not going to be able to pick up the pace of the game, and it's going to be like this the whole time.
Lloyd, step back. Short, Hine clears it.
Hine's got 2 threes and that beautiful move right there for 8 points.
Rebound. He was good off the bench last night as well. Madison Williams. Too strong. Pippen works for it. Pippen across the lane. Fouled is Lloyd.
I think what's happened in the last couple of minutes, Southern Illinois is getting used to the zone. And they're trying to find the gaps, and they're starting to find those gaps.
(25-24). Lloyd at the line, 73% foul shooter on the season. Hines just left the floor. Headed back to the locker room. Interesting. He just hit that spinning shot in the lane. Got a rebound. Looked okay on the last possession. Trying to figure that out as Lloyd knocks it in. 26-25. Rudy Stradniks is back in. There's Hine leaving.
He's holding his left wrist tightly. I think he might have hit his thumb. Man-to-man defense. Trying to contain. Not trying to pressure too much.
Tinsley in rhythm. Got it.
That's his third. They need that desperately. If you're going to play a half-court game and it's clogged up in the middle, you need some threes.
Cook slicing in. Fletcher open. Rebounded by Tinsley. Illinois State by 2. Evans to the rim. Wild shot rebounded by Stradniks. 9-24 for Illinois State. 8 of 20 for the Salukis. Lloyd attacks. Had a shot changed by Injai. Isaac Gassman leaves it off. Injai couldn't finish.
Time for Fletcher to do something here. He's been kind of gliding up and down the floor, and he's their best guy. That's him with the ball in the corner.
Smith-Peters. And now Fletcher. Right back to Smith-Peters. Rattles out. Injai the board.
Injai doing a pretty good job here in the last few minutes. Getting rebounds, challenging shots, having an effect on the game.
Now Hines set to check into the next whistle. I think he just had to go to the bathroom. That's my guess.
There you go.
Gassman had to leap for that one. And a foul, a bailout that time. Smith-Peters whistled for not giving Gassman enough room on that line. His second. 28-26. Chicago Brent Silver courtside. Bob Wenzel. His first game was really entertaining. Second game has taken a little while to find a rhythm.
I think guys look a little tired to me, frankly. The ones that are running past our position right here, I mean, they look a little exhausted. Three-point shooting better for Illinois State so far, but Southern Illinois has gone to the free throw line more. They're 8 for 10 from the free throw line, so they're doing a job there. There've only been 2 fast break points in the game so far, and that favors Southern Illinois in my estimation of how I think they would like the game to be played. So, tight game, but offense lacking a little bit here in the first half.
Grinded out type game, and, Bradley made it really tight in our first game. Chicago had a 14-point lead early in the second half, and Bradley cut it all the way down to 1. So the Ramblers survive and advance, and you wonder who the better matchup would be if you're a Loyola fan out there and you're watching this game, and there are a lot of them still in the arena right now.
I think they don't care who they play.
Exactly.
They're 15-3. They've won 26 games. They say, bring it on, man.
27 after today.
27, sorry, yeah.
Don't want to get them after you, Bob. Fletcher finds the high post against the zone. It's Lloyd back out to Fletcher, slicing through. Floats it up, no. Gassman rebounds in a 2-point game as the clock winds under 2 minutes.
I think Lloyd at the high post offensively in the zone is not the best option. It'd be better to have Fletcher there as we see Gassman hit one from deep.
And now 7 of 15 at the arc for Illinois State. They lead by 5.
Yeah, Gaskin's been good, and Hines been really, really good from there. A lot of substitutes in the game right now for Illinois State.
Pippen can't convert, foul on the rebound. It's the largest lead of the game for either side in a tournament in which every game has been tight. And now Tinsley just got teed up. I believe it was Tinsley for Illinois State.
And then we got another one. That's a second one. Oh, yeah. I think you're right. It's Tinsley. But then there's the other official came in and had a tee as well. And I don't know if both of them are against Illinois State or not.
Might take a minute to sort this out with 1:19 remaining in the half. And Illinois State leading by 5.
Keep in mind now, technical fouls count as personal fouls. So if you foul someone and then get a technical, that's 2 fouls. Now, Tinsley was not fouled on that play. He did not foul. He was fouled. This is going to take a little while to sort this one out.
Now, is that a disqualification? Fletcher here. Here's the official gave a.
Uh-oh. Well, Dan Muller doesn't like what he's hearing. We're going to get an explanation.
Okay, so there you go. It was Smith Peters getting the technical for Southern Illinois, William Tinsley for Illinois State.
So we're going to shoot at one end, and then we're going to shoot at the other end, and then point of interruption. I wonder what Smith Peters, that was kind of odd.
Fletcher misses on the first.
Well, with 1:19 to go, this is the sort of thing that could change the momentum of the game around a little bit.
Here's the sequence.
Okay, right here, there was a foul. No, that's
Smith Peters rubbing it in with Tinsley.
Okay. So what we showed you before was the first technical was on Smith Peters.
No, I think Tinsley got the first, and then Smith Peters rubbed it in, walked by him and said something.
I got you.
And the officials got into him, and Smith Peters. Both guys now have 3 fouls. So
well, Barry Hinson takes Smith Peters out. Tinsley's going to shoot at the other end because when this all started, he was fouled on the rebound.
Because Wiley, the 7th man for Southern Illinois, is struggling with a knee, you get 3 fouls for your 6th man, and this bench which was already extremely short. It's going to be interesting to see here what Hinson's able to do. Their 9th guy is a football player, so he says. We don't want him playing. AT&T at the half. Adam Zucker, Swin Cash, Wally Zerbiak in our New York studio. Scores and highlights. AT&T at the half. Big Ten tournament, obviously a huge story. KU going down, a huge story. Semifinal day at the Garden with the Big Ten playing their tournament a week earlier than normal. As Tinsley sits down here, 34-27 after all of that. With 1:14 to play in this first half of the second semifinal. Arch Madness. Shot clock at 10 for Cook. Handoff Lloyd. And now Lloyd drives with 4 to shoot, fires it in.
Nicely done. Brendan Gooch is in the game, number 25.
That's the guy.
That's what you're talking about, yeah, from Southern Illinois, huh?
No offense to him at all. But he was the guy where Hinson said if he's playing, we're in trouble. Right now it's Fain, hard work, and he floats it up and in. And a quick timeout here with 26.4, Illinois State by 7. By 7.
Foul trouble has reared its head in this game. That will likely affect Southern Illinois more than it will affect Dan Muller's team. Malik Yarborough's got 2. He's been on the bench for quite some time. But more depth for the Redbirds.
Fain for the Redbirds has 3 as well. 3 for Smith-Peters for a depleted Southern Illinois team.
Hine has been a pleasant surprise off the bench. Made 2 threes and made the nicest 2 in the game on a beautiful spin move.
Shot clock off. Final 12 seconds of the first half. Cook. Double screen. Cook with 5 seconds.
They're looking for Fletcher on the weak side.
Lloyd with 2. Way off. Halftime in a 7-point game.
Those fans are happy their team is ahead. The battle of the...
It also has to start on the defensive end, and they really have to start clamping down, guys.
And John, Southern Illinois made just 1 field goal over their final 9 possessions of the first half.
Yikes, that's not good. Yarborough, the star of the team, has 3 points and 3 rebounds, so he has not been involved much, and he's had 3 turnovers as well. That's he passing it off of the backboard.
First possession of the second half, Illinois State up by 7.
The bench has helped very, very much for Dan Muller in this game. The big 3, Fain, Yarborough, and Evans, not producing so far in this one.
And Evans travels to start this second half.
Yarborough is guarding Pippen. I would go to Pippen, try to get the 3rd foul on Yarborough.
Marcus Bartley had 2 early fouls in the first half. Didn't see much of him. Cutting through Lloyd. Draws the whistle on Tinsley.
That was a nice play by the experienced guys, Fletcher and Lloyd for Southern Illinois. That's 4 on Tinsley, who's been a good 3-point shooter. He's got 11 in the game. So he's going to have to come out right now.
And Matt Hine will come in. We showed him in the highlights. Hine, a couple of threes, 9 points in 10 minutes in the first half. Lloyd 73% foul shooter. So Hine in, Tinsley, his 4th foul, goes to the bench at 19-15.
And if he didn't commit the technical, that would have been his 3rd foul. So we wouldn't be sitting on the bench right now if he didn't do whatever he did to cause that technical foul. He'd still be out there on the floor playing.
36-31, opening minute, second half.
Weave action to try to get movement. It works beautifully.
Phil Fain in tight.
The weave causes the defense to go away from the basket and isolate your postman.
Bartley. Got it.
That was easy. One little screen and he got wide open inside the top of the key.
Yarborough and Evans with Fain and Hine and Madison Williams for Illinois State. Foul underneath. Yarborough got tangled up. And that's on Aaron Cook, the sophomore from here in St. Louis.
That's a mismatch close to the basket. Cook cannot guard Yarborough under there. Lloyd is on Yarborough. That's the proper matchup.
Yarborough against the double. Kicks for Williams. Rattles off. Tipped out for Williams. And he traveled.
You know, there's some decision making going on out there that I don't quite understand. Yarbrough gets the ball in the lane 10 feet away from the basket. I mean, he's got to score there, and he's passing the ball outside to a substitute player on his team for a 3. That just doesn't make sense to me.
This is a typical conference tournament game between a couple of teams that know each other so extremely well.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're right.
Armand Fletcher floats it in. And generally, those games turn into what you like to term a rock fight. Grind it out, like grinding gears, getting offense and buckets to go down.
But when that happens, it's individual performance because they take away your stuff. So now you just got to make plays.
How about Fletcher stripping it on the help side from Yarbrough? Corner, open. Off the mark from Lloyd. Reset by Pippen. How good has he been giving him second chances?
Yeah, he's been very good.
Lloyd goes on Hine. Up and under, Sean Lloyd.
That's a smart play by an experienced guy. Hine is not a physical player. He's guarding Lloyd, who is. Lloyd took him to the rack.
Evans fires in. Fane got a shot blocked by Pippen and a foul called.
There's some jawing going on between Pippen and Fane right here. Well, here's the 3 big shots on this team. Fane, Yarbrough, and Evans. And yesterday you could see how good their numbers were, 16, 24, and 17. Today, not so much. Fane has performed well. Yarbrough has been on the bench most of the time with foul situations, and Keyshawn can't get it going. So the substitutes have been very important. The problem is Tinsley, who starts, but he's like the 4th or 5th guy, he's on the bench with 4 fouls.
Head-made free throw stops a 6-0 run by the Salukis. Stradnick's back in, and Pippen sits down.
Madison Williams sits also. Hasn't been able to get his 3-point shot going in this game.
Tinsley's got 11 to lead Illinois State. Lloyd's got 13 to lead Southern Illinois. 3-point game, second semifinal. Arch Madness, the winner faces the top seed and the regular season champs, Loyola Chicago, who beat Bradley in the first semifinal.
Ball fakes, head fakes.
Fletcher, way off. Out of bounds, Illinois State basketball. Illinois State 40%, Southern Illinois 38%.
It has not been an offensive gem, that's for sure.
Fane, offensive, going on Stradnick's.
Stradnick's read the scout report. Fane likes to go that way and shoot the lefty hook. Held his position, gets the call.
Second on Fane. 4 Illinois State turnovers to start the half in 4 minutes.
None for the Salukis.
The Salukis have cut the lead down to 3. Bartley, open lane. The best look for either side in a long time. The seas parted for Marcus Bartley. Shot clock at 10. Yarbrough.
Turnaround jumper.
Contact will call. Yarbrough fouled by Fletcher at the rim. And it gets us to the under 16. 40 to 39, Southern Illinois. Pledge now at 3pointchallenge.org. The winner of this one to face the top seed Loyola Chicago. And coming up tomorrow, the title game on CBS at 2 Eastern. Kevin Harlan, Dan Bonner, and John Striffen on the call.
Loyola won 62-54 over Bradley in a very well-played game. Clayton Custer, who had been named the Player of the Year in the conference, was 1 of 10 and 1 of 7 in his 2 previous games. He goes 5 of 9 with 12 points, and Marcus Towns made shots down the stretch to provide the margin for Loyola.
Loyola's last made field goal was at 15:41 of the first half, coming off that sterling performance last night.
24 last night against Indiana State. Won the game for them, frankly. I mean, they were in serious trouble, and he took over.
3-point game, 5 minutes deep, second half. Illinois State now 11 of 15 at the stripe.
Matchup zone coming. Fain plays the middle.
Jonathan Wiley turns it over to Isaac Gassman.
Nice move by Dan Muller. Going to zone right there out of the timeout.
First turnover since the midway point of the first half. They have done a heck of a job in that department.
SIU knows their stuff. You got to go individual performance when that happens.
Matt Hine.
What a shot! He caught that shot almost at the same time.
Since we said he should hang around and shoot threes, he had a spin move layup and then a little floater right there. Bartley got it.
How about that response? We've seen a lot of that the last 2 days. Some guy makes a play. It looks like there's going to be momentum. The guy on the other team steps up.
Just 3 of 11 on threes. A big one there. 2-point game. 7 points for Marcus Bartley.
They're going high screen and roll and shooters in the corners.
Evans way off. Foul on the rebound. Stradnik's over the back.
I like the foul. Take away the layup. Right here is the guy who's going to get the shot. Watch him as he comes right into here and hits the floater in the lane. This is a thing of beauty. Movement without the ball, wide open. Nice catch and shoot by Hine. Man, there is traffic close to the basket.
Deflected by Lloyd into the hands of Smith Peters. And a turnover back to the Salukis.
That is a clear force, my friend. They're trying to get it there, so there's no rhythm in the offense whatsoever. You can't look and look and look and look and think you're going to get it to somebody. It doesn't work like that.
Smith Peters lost the handle. Takeaway by Hine. Yarborough. Corner 3. Rattles off from Gassman.
Gassman's job is to shoot threes, and he's shooting them early in possessions. I don't think Muller minds that.
Jonathan Wiley missed badly, had a shot changed underneath. Nothing coming easy at either end. This is incredible.
Man-to-man Z.
Yarborough not there. Kept alive and rebounded by Smith Peters.
Well, he had 8 in the first half. I don't know if he's got more than 1 now, but I'll tell you what, double-figure rebound for a guy who's 24 years old, that's something.
Smith Peters. What an effort by Stradnik's, but Hine ends up with it. Hine, offensive.
Smith Peters has got 9 rebounds, and now he takes the charge.
Let's check in with John.
That whole sequence there is that Smith Peters appeared to have turned his ankle about 2 plays ago. That's why they're getting a sub in there for him. But at 24 years old, he knows how much this means to his team, and he just gutted it out.
Yeah, you could see his left ankle got turned right there and right here. Hines sort of loses control of the ball, and that's why he ends up charging. He had to get the ball and couldn't avoid it. Madison Williams back in. He is extending himself There are lanes to go through, either pass, dribble here.
Bartley again. Ten for Bartley. Southern Illinois has got the lead. Deflected by Lloyd.
Foul on Evans.
It's the State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Championship.
Marcus Bartley from downtown St. Louis, 45-44.
Introducing the...
That was the easiest one he's had all year, and this one just recently. The transfer from St. Louis University, heating it up. He's got 10 in this game, and he has been a very important factor.
I was going to say, Bob, those shots all in the second half, and it was right after you said, you know what, this is an ugly game. You didn't say it, I'm paraphrasing, but you said this is the point where these two teams know each other so well. It has to be somebody individually stepping up and doing something. It's been Bartley for the Salukis.
Yeah, and the reason for that is they scout so well in this league. They're going to take away your half-court stuff. They're going to take away your first and second option, your movement. So after you move the ball like that, somebody just has to make a play. And you're not going to get wide-open shots 5-on-5 from the three-point line and in. It just doesn't happen.
1 point game. Bartley has scored the last 8 for Southern Illinois.
And he's got it right now.
Screen by Pippen. Aaron Cook feeds Lloyd. Back down, Sean Lloyd. Swatted Injai. Pippen couldn't dunk it. And here comes Illinois State with the Yarborough. Williams floater. Injai had it, and a foul as he gets tangled up with Fletcher.
Madison Williams has missed a couple of shots. It looked like they were going to gain some momentum.
Fourth foul on Fletcher. Ooh. And Smith-Peters back in.
Fourth foul on Fletcher is a very bad sign because he's the guy in the end game. He's the second team. You know, he's second team all conference. He's their best player. He usually steps up at crunch time. Everybody's guarded.
Yarbrough. Strong hedge by Pippen. Williams. Evans. Around and out. Smith-Peters clears it.
Give Cook some credit. He challenged that three very well with his left hand. Ran right by Evans. Made him miss. Bartley's getting a lot of attention now. Tinsley back in the game, Brent.
Step back. Aaron Cook creating his own shot that time.
10 points and 7 assists last night for Cook in the victory.
8-0 Saluki run. They lead by 3. Midpoint second half in the second semifinal. The winner to face Loyola Chicago in tomorrow's MVC title game.
Will Tinsley be cold after having sitting on the bench all that time? Made 3 threes in the first half.
Tinsley.
He's not cold. There's your answer.
Rattles it down to tie the game at 47.
What a great substitution by Dan Muller. Get your shooter back in. He delivers. Tie game. Especially with that guy Tinsley right there, has been very, very important because Tinsley had to sit for about 6 minutes. He's been their best outside shooter in the game because he got a technical foul in the first half, which counts as a common foul. So he had to go out with 4, and he was just inserted a moment ago. And on his first touch, he made a 3.
How about this for Southern Illinois? Points off turnovers, 16-2.
There you go.
And they battled back in this second half.
Fein on Pippen. Pippen's open.
Pippen with a slip. 49-47.
Fain stepped out too far on the hedge. Pippen just slid right to the lane. Lloyd's doing a great job on Yarbrough. He is bodying him close to the basket, forcing him off the lane.
Crossing lane, Fain blocks by Pippen. Contact, foul.
I'll tell you what, Pippen did a great job on the block, but Fain did an even better job going up the second time. A lot of action close to the basket. This is good stuff here.
Pippen with his second.
Got it. Oh, my goodness.
Bad pass from Tinsley. They recovered, and Evans drills one.
Just like you drew it up.
Exactly. Illinois State back in front.
Cook has composure, number 10 with the ball. Madison Williams trying to push Bartley toward the screen.
5 to shoot for Bartley. Fall away 3. Illinois State basketball.
Solid D that time. Take a look at that bad pass, and Keyshawn Evans in the right place. Drills it. Come on, guys. There's a guy who's played in the NCAA tournament and beat Tennessee and made the shot to win the game.
And he hasn't aged a bit since those days.
He looks just the same.
Late 90s.
Looks the same.
Man. Yarbrough back down. Turnaround shot in the lane.
That's what they need. That's the first clean look he's had in the game.
Cook against Evans.
Pippen fouled.
Underneath. You got it on Pippen. Under 8. 3-point game in the second semifinal.
Yarbrough. He's athletic. They got the lead.
It was my very first car accident.
Caleb and Cody Martin, the transfers from North Carolina State, are outstanding. Georgia Caroline and Eric Musselman is an excellent coach. But without Drew, I'm not sure how deep they're going to have to go.
3 of those 4 teams yet to come on CBS Sports Network tonight are safely in. According to Jerry Palm, Butler is a 9 right now, Seton Hall an 8, and Nevada a 6. So
I'll tell you what, though, San Diego State has won 5 straight games, and Trey Kell, their best player, is back now. They could win the Mountain West, conceivably.
Absolutely. The Mountain West will be thrilled to get 2 teams in.
Oh, yeah.
Letizia should say, misfire on a 3, offensive rebound. Madison Williams this time too strong and ripped out of the air by Aaron Cook.
Fain got that rebound against 5 white jerseys. Fain is guarding Fletcher. Yarbrough is on Pippen. Pippen can slip him.
Bartley, shot clock at 8. Bartley lobs Pippen against Yarbrough, out of bounds to Illinois State.
That's just a force, you know? I mean, it just wasn't there, Marcus. It wasn't there. Move it somewhere else. Yarbrough is pretty physical, and you can see the size of Pippen right there. He's a big guy. But Yarbrough weighs 230, 235 himself, so his lower body is strong enough to guard a taller player in the paint.
7 to play in St. Louis. The winner gets Loyola Chicago, the top seed, the regular season champs. 27-5 for the Ramblers. They beat Bradley in the first semifinal.
Nice D here by Cook. Forcing way out.
Shot clock. The hedge by Pippen. Corner, Hine, free, airballed it. Weak side dunk for Fain.
It's a good thing Hines shot that quickly because the shot clock was running down and it hit nothing but air.
It was like an alley-oop for Fain on the weak side.
He's claiming an assist.
7-0 run, Redbirds over the last 2:20. Armand Fletcher drops it down. Pippen backs down.
That's where you go.
Wheels and misses. A point-blank shot from Pippen wouldn't fall.
That was the right guy. He had a mismatch against Yarbrough and powered him inside.
Deep one. Evans too strong. Tapped around, controlled by Pippen. Southern Illinois needs some offense. No points to last 3.5 minutes.
Smith Peters is back in. He can shoot it from deep.
Stripped Evans. Cook got it back and threw it off of Tinsley. Good job by Cook.
No doubt about it. Cook makes a lot of good plays.
Williams back in.
Yarbrough goes out. He's working hard defensively in there. He's fatigued right now. Opportunity time right now. Small team for Illinois State.
Boyd pulls it. Rattles out. Controlled by Evans.
Give Fain a lot of credit. He's been in there almost the entire game. He's open. They got 5-on-4.
Pippen was fixing his shoe. No timeout. Williams banks it off. No. Fain the rebound. And now Evans resets.
Williams needs to holster because he's not making any shots in this game. He's shooting some bricks. So I think he's got to use his judgment a little bit better. Maybe get into the lane and take a shot.
Tinsley.
Almost. Tinsley's shots look like they're going in every time, don't they?
Boyd to the deck, blocking foul on Hine. 54-49, 4:45 remaining.
Hines moving his feet. And Lloyd steps on his foot, and that's why both of them went down. I'm impressed with Hine. He's a guy who did not play much early in the season, but he can make shots. He's got a good feel for the game. He's just got to get more physical, get in the weight room, right?
Absolutely. So here's Bartley. Picked up by Williams. Tinsley defends on Smith Peters. Pippen wants it. Going on Fain. Drops it across. Hine deflected it. Out of bounds. 4 to shoot. It stays with Southern Illinois.
They're trying to force the ball into Pippen, which is not a bad idea. But you got Armand Fletcher who can go. Right there.
Fletcher. Wheels. Blocked. Contact, no call.
He's down.
Now Fletcher finally back into the play. Muller wanted him to move the ball. And the foul on Lloyd. Muller was begging Evans to rotate the ball around with a 5-on-4. It's like a power play.
They weren't ready. Take a look at this action. That is a no call, and 2 guys hit the deck.
Wow, there's a lot of contact.
Welcome to the Missouri Valley. Whoa.
Only 46% for Tinsley.
He has a nice stroke. 14 points in this game. Early on, played very, very well. Fain is finally getting a blow here. He's been in the whole game. And Pippen a little tired, so he goes out. Both centers, the coaches go at the same time and take both centers out of the game. So we're playing small ball right now. So the best thing to do on small ball is to take it into the lane because there's no shot blocking. And you're probably going to get a foul if you go hard with the dribble.
4 to play in St. Louis. 5-point game. Fletcher.
Fletcher should go.
Fletcher playing with 4 fouls. And a foul on the backdoor play on Illinois State. Timeout. Under 4.
Live Chicago. Good luck with that. That is a team.
on a mission. Even though they're in the final in 27-5 and have an RPI 31, they still look, according to many out there, like a long shot unless they win the automatic bid in the title game here in the Valley tomorrow.
Big guys back in. Yarbrough doing a great job on Pippen fronting him.
Smith-Peters had an open look instead. A three for Fletcher.
That's their guy. Clutch time. He's the one that can make the plays.
10 for Fletcher. 2-point game. Fane fouled by Pippen.
Nice entry pass right there by Tinsley. Check this out. Smith-Peters did the right thing. Delivered it to Armand Fletcher. Second team all-conference player. 10 is not a lot for him. He's a 14-point-a-game type guy.
So the first one rattles out. 4 fouls on Pippen, 4 on Fletcher for Southern Illinois. And for Illinois State, Tinsley has 4.
Strategically, the problem with going to Fane in the end game is he's a poor free throw shooter. So he's going to get fouled. He's 49, 50%. So he goes 1 for 2. They want to go to him because he gets open. But it's an issue.
55-52. 3:10 remaining.
Watch inside. Pippen and Yarbrough.
Cook lost the handle. Stays at this end. I think not sure he lost the handle. Was trying to pass it. Either way, it was touched by Illinois State last.
Barry Hinson might have something up his sleeve right here. Scoring on an end line out of bounds play.
Madison Williams back in. Evans sits.
They're switching who enters the ball. Barkley's entering the ball here. Cook is now out on the floor. They just switched positions. Marcus might get a screen after he inbounds.
Pippen fires in. Fletcher gets fouled by Williams.
There you go. Nice play by Barry Hinson, the coach, designing that. They are trying to go to Fletcher because they know he's their money guy.
3 of 4 at the line tonight. Armand Fletcher, his team down 3.
Junior, 6'5". Very good player.
Second team all-conference, misses a big one there. Edwardsville, Illinois native. Angie Hinson. Anxious moments. In and out. Tinsley corrals it. 3-point game. Big misses. Yarbrough in the lane. Caught in the air. Tie up. Possession arrow to the Salukis.
That was excellent defense because Yarbrough was doing this last night all the time. Lloyd stays enough in front of him to get a hand on it. Lloyd's all defensive team in the Missouri Valley. That's why he's on Malik right now.
Pippen. Smith-Peters fouled by Hine.
Smith-Peters got him on the first step. He had to grab him. Evans getting back into the game where he should be at this juncture. And he's coming in for Madison Williams instead of Hine, which I think is a good thing. Hine's been a better offensive player than Madison in this game. Hasn't shot one tonight.
Two makes, 1-point game. 2.5 remaining. Arch Madness. Yarborough on Pippen. Wild shot wouldn't go. Stays at this end. And a fresh shot clock.
Yarborough wanting a foul, but it is clogged in there. He's got to pull up. He's not going to be able to get it all the way to the basket. Hinson's too good a coach to allow that to happen. And they are well drilled defensively.
Fein against Pippen. Attacks, blocks by Kavion Pippen. Aaron Cook to the rim. Southern Illinois back in front. Fein fouled by Smith-Peters. For those of you tuning in for the Butler-Seton Hall game, you'll be able to find it online at cbssports.com/CBSSN as soon as it tips off. And, of course, we'll get you out there immediately after the conclusion of this game as Smith-Peters, Bob, just picked up his fourth. So they get three guys, Southern Illinois does, with 4 fouls.
This is just, it's like every single game has been this. All 4 games yesterday, the first game today. Fein at the free throw line. I said just a minute ago, this can be a problem for them because of his lack of success there, even though he's a very good player.
Well short. Pippen rebounds. 1:38 remaining. 56-55.
Cook is the guy who can make a play. Fletcher's the best player, 22 in the right corner, running along the baseline.
Cook in trouble. Fall away. Short. Pippen fighting for it. And the foul called.
Well, they got a pretty good shot. The defense was solid. Cook is one of the right guys to take a shot. And it looks like Pippen's got the foul.
Kavion Pippen has fouled out.
Red jerseys all around Cook. He fades away. Pippen got pushed. He got the push on Fein. Now Fein has just gone to the free throw line the last couple of times. He's 1 for 4 in his last 4 free throw attempts.
So
what you do with a guy who's a poor free throw shooter is the guys who are second in the lane, they have to make every effort to tip back a miss long. So Evans and Hine will be at the top of the key, and that's where you want to try to tip the ball back out on a miss.
Fein is 4 of 8. This to tie the game. Missed it.
He's very stiff on the line. He doesn't get any leg movement.
Melissa Muller. Dan Muller's wife.
Notice how he got more knees on that particular shot. Much, much better form. You can't shoot stiff-legged.
56-56 timeout. 109. Maybe 3 overtimes.
That's right. They're looking for that.
So, Bob, you're looking for a lob to Fletcher.
I am. Or a double screen for Smith-Peters at the top of the key.
Marcus Bartley has it. And now Aaron Cook. Fletcher. Under a minute to play. Shot clock at 10 for Aaron Cook.
There's Fletcher.
Fletcher stripped on the help D by Tinsley. Shot clock at 4.
Last inbounds play, they scored on a curl in the lane.
Bartley inbounds. 4 to shoot. Tie game. Cook fires a deep corner 3, way off. Redbird basketball, 43.4.
Great D by the Redbirds on that play. They scouted it. They knew it. You go over those things in practice day of the game. and you avoid somebody making a three in the off corner. Well done.
What a game, what a day. This tournament, this is 3 years in a row for us on CBS Sports Network. It always delivers.
Everybody on their feet in the arena.
30 seconds to play. Tie 56.
Clear out.
Yarbrough attacks. Stripped. Last touched by SIU. They want it to go to the monitor here.
Take a look. Great D by Lloyd. It's hard to tell.
It's important that the call on the floor is off the Salukis.
I think I agree with that. I think that Lloyd hit the ball from underneath on Yarbrough. 14.
Illinois State. Way to tee me up as they're making the call. Always make me look better than I am.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all.
All right, it's 14 to shoot. 26.8 on the game clock, tied at 56.
Here's a problem. 4 guys are along the end line. If you throw the ball out high and it gets deflected easily, you can go for 2.
Near takeaway. Shot clock under 10. Loose ball picked up by Yarbrough. 5 to shoot Yarbrough. Down to 3. Splitting defenders. Lost it. Got it back. Puts it up. No. Fought for. Out of bounds. 9.5 and Illinois State gets it again. Timeout Redbirds.
That is unbelievable. That was fabulous defense. They force a throw up. Illinois State gets it back.
Trust is a big part of this job.
Hard.
Salukis did exactly what you would want them to do right there defensively and going after the ball.
No doubt about it. But give Illinois State credit, too. They went hard after the offensive glass.
Tied at 56. 9.5 remaining. Shot clock off. Evans inbounds for the Redbirds. Phil Fain and now Malik Yarbrough. 5 seconds. Yarbrough takes it. Blocked by Fletcher. Loose ball. Horn sounds. Overtime in the Valley.
Players should be in the game right now. Yarbrough has been stymied in this game by the great defense of Southern Illinois. Fletcher stepped up big time to even get them to overtime. And surprising, Hine and Smith Peters have done very good things for their teams in this game.
Fletcher and Fain. Pippen again has fouled out for an already short rotation.
And that takes away shot blocking, my friend. And shot blocking is key.
And Fletcher and Smith Peters for the Salukis both playing with 4 fouls. On the other side, Hine and Tinsley each have 4 for the Redbirds. Opening possession to the Salukis here in overtime.
They got mixed up. They didn't know whether they were zone or man right there. Nice movement.
Fletcher left it short. Skyding for the rebound was Tinsley. And again, advantage in all this to Loyola Chicago. They await the winner in the title game. They want some tired legs.
Indeed. And they're going to get tired legs.
Fain. Blocks. Count it. Goaltending.
Wiley came out of nowhere to block this. The ball is on the backboard. And it's bouncing off. As soon as the ball hits the backboard, you cannot touch it in college basketball.
15 for Fain to lead the way for Illinois State, 14 for Tinsley.
Two, 3 zone. Middle looks open. Cook can get into a seam.
Cook blocked by Tinsley, recovered by Wiley. 4 to shoot. Cook, corner, Fletcher, got it! At the end of the shot clock.
He is clutch. He's done it before.
Yarbrough drops it down for Fain, working on Wiley. Foul on Wiley. Wiley, and you just said it, without Pippen in there, they're going to keep feeding Fane in the mismatch on Wiley.
That was contested. Might have even been a foul. And it goes in anyway, cleanly. The pass, 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Oh man, you want drama? We got some for you.
Again, Fane only 5 of 10 at the line. Fortunate there. 59-59. The automatic bid in the Missouri Valley will be decided tomorrow in the championship game. Fane gets them both.
How about that?
Clutch.
2 for 2 for Phil.
Illinois State in front by 1. 3:27 remaining in overtime.
Man to man this time.
Fletcher just hit a big 3. Turns it over to Fane, and then the foul on Wiley.
Man, Fane has made some plays, hasn't he? He is one long dude. Pippen being out of the game with 5 is significant. Fane has inserted himself at both ends of the floor.
Wiley just picked up his 3rd to go with the 4 for Fletcher and the 4 for Smith-Peters. To play, 1-point lead Redbirds. These two teams, no stranger to overtime this year. Hinson and Muller. 6th overtime of the year for the Redbirds. 4 of the last 8 for Hinson and company have gone the extra session.
Well, for Southern Illinois, they've won 2 out of the 3 that they have played recently.
Again, Butler-Seton Hall underway, available at cbssports.com/CBSSN. We will get you there here on CBS Sports Network as soon as this one ends. But you know what? You can pop up the iPad, watch the Big East game. Just leave the sound up in your big TV on this game, please.
You got to go to the end of an overtime game.
Fane. Tell you, he's been a little clutch.
I'll tell you what, he's made 4 straight. They've won 4 of those overtime games, have the Redbirds.
3:10 left. Bartley. Lloyd. Hine defends. Double pumps, and Lloyd scores. A tough one.
He's been big in this game. He has defended Malik Yarbrough beautifully, has virtually taken him out of the game, and has scored tough baskets when he realizes that he can overpower the smaller guard.
Mob, Fane, got it, and 1. Wow. Wiley is no match right now, again, playing on that severely injured knee.
They're just throwing it up to him. He is getting a touch and a foul on every play. Nice strength by Phil Fane.
So that's 4 on Wiley, who replaced Pippen, who fouled out. And Fane is knocking down everything at the stripe. 5 in a row. 4-point lead, Illinois State.
Smile on the face of Evans defending Cook. He better dig in because Cook can go.
Lloyd pinned against the glass by Tinsley. Kept alive, though. And now Lloyd in the corner against Tinsley. Over to Bartley, 10 to shoot. Wiley drops it off. Fletcher has it pinned. And corralled by Hine.
Can you say Phil Fane MVP? Holy cow.
He's swatting everything, playing ping pong with the glass down there.
That's unreal. Yarbrough almost got a 10-second count. He barely got it over.
Fane has 22 in the game. He's the guy. He's got a mismatch. He has scored 15 since halftime.
They are looking for him, and there he is again.
Floats it up and in.
Oh, my goodness.
They've stretched it to 6. 1:40 left in overtime. Timeout. Salukis.
Phil Fane is the man for the Redbirds. Fane is making his free throws as well after struggling early as a 50% free throw shooter. He has made 5 in a row and also 2 baskets. And credit his teammates as well. They are getting him the ball.
Illinois State was a 33 RPI last year. 17-1 in the Valley, 28-7 overall. They were the first team to get left out of the big dance. Getting ahead of myself, wouldn't it be crazy if they came back this year with a team not nearly as good and somehow won this title and got the auto bid? They're going to be one step away if they can hold this lead with 127.
A lot of time left right here. You want to score when the clock is stopped if you're behind, and that's what's going to happen right here. Fletcher took it to the rim. Redbirds have to realize the game is not over.
Fletcher can't convert on the front end.
Wow, he's just flew down the stretch.
Big miss
also.
there.
Uncharacteristic for him.
When do you foul here with a 6-point game?
Well, they're going to just play it right here because it's down to 20 already, 19, 17.
1:10 on the game clock. Shot clock down to 10 for Evans. Will stop and start, and he draws the foul with 7 to shoot.
No shot blocking in the game. Earlier in the half, there was no way you could drive the paint against Southern Illinois. They had everything covered. Fatigue has set in. Look at that knee brace on the left knee of Evans. That was from earlier.
Alyssa Muller and all of her friends over there loving it. You know, we often show the head coach's wife. How about all the assistants' wives and the moms and all? I mean, it is gut-wrench time. High off the glass, no from Smith Peters, but a foul called with 56.3.
Tinsley got the call, but he was airborne on that one. We talk about having Fain and Tinsley in the game at the same time. Tinsley offensively is on the outside, but he could be a weak side help shot blocker.
Tinsley just fouled out. Madison Williams replaces him. What an effort by Tinsley. 14 points on 4 of 7.
I hope Tinsley learned something from the technical foul that he got in this game. Because he had to sit on the bench because of that technical foul for quite a long time, and it didn't hurt them, but it could have.
14 points, 9 boards, timeout, 56.3. Illinois State has stretched it to 8.
Trust.
Adam Zucker in New York getting set to bring you this game between Seton Hall and Butler. Kadeen Carrington, a 3 for the Pirates. Keelan Martin the other way, tying it up at the time for Butler, but it's 19-14 Seton Hall. We'll get you there ASAP. Back to Brent and Bob in St. Louis.
In the meantime, Adam will keep us updated. Thank you, Adam. He's had a lot of those this week. A lot of overtime games. CBS Sports Network, and the winner of this is into the Valley Final tomorrow. And Illinois State has just taken advantage of a Saluki team that has run out of steam here.
Salukis were the 2 seed, came in second, but Loyola ran away with it in terms of the regular season. 15-3. Second place team was 11-7. Played their hearts out. They did a good job. Illinois State, their depth helped them tremendously in this game.
A foul here. Hope for a miracle. 49.5 and an 8-point Illinois State lead. They've gotten 24 from Fain to go with 7 rebounds. 14 from Tinsley, who just fouled out, and 11 for Matt Hine, 8 for Evans, 9 Yarbrough. Balanced. They've gone 10 deep. Meantime, the Salukis undermanned all year. They battled to get that 2 seed.
It'll be interesting tomorrow if things turn out the way we think they are right now. The matchup that Phil Fain will have on the interior against the 2 type of centers he's going to face. Krutwig is 6'9", 260, and Jackson is a 6'6" wide body guy. So he had a little trouble last night with Indiana State with Murphy, who's 6'9" and about 280. That will be an interesting thing to watch in that game.
They got to finish it out here, up by 9, 40 seconds. Cook up, no. Follow dunk. And a quick timeout. Fletcher dunked it home. It's 70-63. Salukis not done just yet.
Steel Lightning.
Get the power to do the job.
Anything can happen, brother.
If you hang around long enough and you watch a few games in March. Think about Northern Iowa a few years ago against Texas A&M in the second round of the NCAA tournament.
Oh, yeah. They had it.
Yarborough fouled, and Malik Yarborough goes to the line, 79% foul shooter. He's 5 of 6 there tonight. His team up by 7.
Lloyd did an unbelievably great job defending Yarborough in this game. Yarborough is the newcomer of the year in the league. One of the top 5 players in the league. And Lloyd just took him completely out of his game. Only 9 points for Malik. He averages 16. So way below his average in this game because of Lloyd.
There's Melissa. After what they went through last year, I mean, after what they went through where they thought they should have been in, and Muller was very boisterous about it afterward. He said, we'll play anybody anytime. This is the way it's going to be. Smith-Peters buries a 3. It's 72-66, 2-possession game, and there's the quick foul with 33.1.
Well, that one from Smith-Peters was very, very long. So the last 2 possessions, Dan Muller's team have given up a dunk and a long 3. So 5 points in about 12 seconds.
Evans connects, 3-possession game. (74-66). Bartley, and now Cook. Got to hoist one quickly. Loose inside. Time winding down, and one chance for Jonathan Wiley.
What more could go wrong?
Are you kidding me?
I mean, they get a 2 on a dunk. Smith-Peters makes a 3. Now they have a chance for a 3-point play. Ball loose. Wiley just throws it up there and it goes in.
Missed the free throw. Fain rebounds the foul. 19.2, and it's a 6-point game. Unless there's a miracle. State.
And we know they happen.
Loyola Chicago. I'm not putting it to bed just yet. But it is going to be, if it sets up that way, appointment viewing.
No doubt about it. If you haven't seen the Ramblers play, they won the national championship in '63, the only team from the state of Illinois to ever win the national championship.
Fain is a big story, not just the way he played the second half, but the way that he has hit free throws down the stretch. He was 5 of 10 at one point.
He's made, I think, 7 in a row. Make that 8. Clock starts when somebody touches it in bounds.
76-68. 3 by Cook. Blocks. Deflected. Fain's got it. That'll do it. Overtime win. Illinois State, the 3 seed. Here at Arch Madness, Dan Muller's got his team back in the final tomorrow afternoon against